some sketching, okay? I think the one that we got that was like this, okay, what was that? Look in your book. That's a pine. So under the pine, do your best to sketch. Does anyone need a little piece? And if not, you can use the one in your book too. But these have the skinny branches with the long needles. And then they have the typical, why we say pine cone. It's that typical round looking kind of pine cone. See if you can draw that too. And they're in groups, so you have to. They're kind of triangular shaped a little bit.
Yeah, they are.
With the little seeds.
They're also got that. Not to be. Not to be.
Okay. So that's kind of like the pine, and then the hemlock.
Hemlock.
I'm not sure if what we got was a hemlock.
Is this hemlock?
Have very short, flat needles.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
this is hemlock.
Yeah, I think
I don't
these are
have a
pretty
hemlock.
flat, growing on little stalks on each branch.
Yeah.
So I think this is a hemlock, the one that we got down by the playground. Actually,
This
there was
one?
quite a few along the,
Like this.
yes. And then it grows these tiny little pine cones, which they're just starting to grow on these. If you don't have one, you can just copy the one out of the book too.
Just copy.
It's kind of hang down. And then we've got little tiny pine cones. Okay. And then I think we did see fir trees. Fir trees have single needles that grow directly on the twig,
You mean like this?
not on the stalk.
You mean this?
No,
mean
that's
this?
not a needle leaf.
Is this it? What's
No, I think that was the pine.
this?
Well, I saw someone had a cone that looked like it was from a fir tree.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
that
that's
one, the one Marissa has. Can I see how it's real narrow and real narrow pine cone, and the scales just kind of overlap each other? That looks- That looks just like the pine cone from a fir tree.
Is this too?
So
No.
one thing to notice is that the cone grows upwards. So draw on the fir, make sure you draw cones that grow upward. And then the spruce are short, four-sided needles that grow in spirals on the stalks. I think a lot of us, that's what we get for our pine trees. Even, well, Christmas tree, I shouldn't say pine, because pine's this. But,
Is this
and some of us get this kind too.
Is this a pine?
Yes, I think so. So these cones grow hanging down, opposite of the fir. Make sure you label your drawings so you know what's what. Don't copy off of mine too much because I'm not the greatest artist, but you probably want to copy off your book and what we actually collected.
The fur one looks like a snake. It looks like a
dragon that has his wings up on his head.
Or it looks like a
Yes.
dragon.
Are we gonna draw
Yes. Okay, since we collected other leaves, let's move on and read a little bit about the broadleaf trees. That's what all the maples and elm and all those different kind of trees
This stuff?
are. Okay. See how does that look like a needle? No. These are the needles. These are needle leaf. This is broadleaf. See, because it's a broadleaf. It's not
Is
skinny.
this a broadleaf?
Yes. Anything not a needle leaf or a palm is a broadleaf. So, okay. Let's look on page 50 and read a little bit about the broadleaves, and then we might do a little bit of sketching there too, okay? So, the second main group of trees is known as the broadleaf trees. Oaks, maples, ashes, elms, walnuts, and willows are just some of the broadleaf trees. They are also called deciduous trees because in regions that have changing seasons, most of them lose their leaves in the fall. Deciduous means falling down. So why do you think we call autumn fall?
Because she fell.
No, because the leaves fall. The deciduous trees, their leaves die off from that year and they fall to the ground. They decide to fall, deciduous. Most broadleaf trees have flowers and form seeds. Some, like the magnolia, dogwood, cherry, and apple, have very attractive flowers, which you can identify by the tree, which help you identify the tree. Most tree flowers, however, are very tiny and dull colored. So, let's start off with the oak tree. Oak trees are most easily distinguished from other trees by their fruits, which are called acorns. Did anyone find an acorn?
No.
No? I have a lot at home. I should bring those in.
I have some at home.
Acorns are hard-shelled fruits topped with scaly caps. Most oaks have leaves which are deeply divided along the edges, but the shape of oak leaves varies greatly, even among leaves growing on the same tree. Some kinds of oak trees are evergreen, keeping their leaves through the winter. When new leaves develop in the spring, the old leaves are pushed off the tree. Oak leaves do not grow opposite each other on the branch. Rather, they grow in an alternate pattern, with a leaf on one side of the branch, a space, and then a leaf on the other side of the branch. So, do you see that white oak right there? Picture the white oak on page 50.
The last one.
Maryland's state tree is a white oak. So that is our state tree right there. You'll need to know that for your state notebook. Okay, so look at the bottom, you can see the different kinds of oak leaves. So actually, did we find any oak leaves?
Yeah. I found a red one. I think.
I found some brown ones.
I think she has this on it.
If that pile somewhere.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's
maple
got
leaf.
quite a pile.
Marissa, that's a
Maple leaf.
I don't think,
Mason, that's a
I mean, this
That's another
might,
Autumn, that's a maple.
but I don't know if it is because it doesn't alternate. Although it looks like these might be little acorns coming. I'll bring in some leaves on Monday, okay?
Is this it?
I'm not sure, it might be.
Oh, that's it.
But the leaves don't alternate on there.
Wait, they have some
Maple.
they have some weird triangular.
Yeah. Okay, let's read about the elm tree. I think we may have found elm trees. Elm trees can also be easily recognized by their fruits, which are small, flat seeds encased in paper-like wings. Oval-shaped elm leaves are toothed or notched along the edges. So I think something similar to this. See on top of page 51 how the leaves look like this? Your typical leaf shape. Okay, so that's the elm tree. And then we've got maple trees, which is, I think everybody got maple.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't have maple.
Oh, is this
And,
a maple?
and this.
Is this a maple?
Yeah.
Oh, I got one of those. I got a baby.
We saw two different kinds
Oh,
of
I
maple.
have this. I have maple, but I don't have this.
Yes.
Is this red maple?
Hold on, Logan has a question.
Here. Oh, this is the one I have.
Oh, that one? Okay, I don't think, no, that's not oak. That might actually,
That's a.
I'm not exactly sure what that is. That might actually be like a juniper or something like that. So, the maple trees, many varieties of the popular and useful maple tree grow in North America. The shape of the maple leaf is unique. It is a broad leaf which resembles a hand. So it kind of resembles a hand. The leaves grow in pairs that are always opposite each other on the branch. The maple leaf is one of the national emblems of Canada and appears on the Canadian flag. Do we have a Canadian flag?
No.
I don't think we do.
I think Canada is actually
Okay.
a little part of.
The fruit of the maple is also easy to recognize. Maple trees produce winged fruits called keys, which grow in pairs, each bearing a seed. Nicholas, can I show your key? You found a key.
I did.
Look what Nicholas found.
I found one. A key.
This is called a key. It's the fruit
How about we write it
of
down?
a maple tree. You have remember that.
So
Right.
can you eat it?
So what's the fruit of an oak tree?
Acorn.
An acorn. What's the fruit of a maple tree?
Key.
A key.
Key.
These are called keys.
Yeah.
Logan.
Actually,
Did you
yeah.
see those two holes at the bottom?
Okay.
So actually, you can take those off, and then you can drop
Boys
it,
and
it
girls,
turns into
we
a
need to
helicopter.
be number 2 on our list, respectful of others. Logan had her hand up. She's the only one that has permission to talk. All right, so say it again.
Nicholas, hold up the little thing. So you see the little dots at the end of those?
Mm-hmm.
Well, those are the seeds. You break it
Right.
open
Yeah.
and then plant it, and then you can get
Right.
one tree.
Okay, Alex.
So actually, those two things that you can stick out, are sticking out, you can take one of them off and then drop it, and we call them helicopters because they
Right.
spin like a
Right.
helicopter.
Usually they're
Right.
brown.
Okay, let's keep reading,
Yeah, that
guys.
means they're dead.
Now, the third kind of tree is a palm tree. So, let's finish up reading and then maybe we'll go back and draw a couple leaves. One kind of tree that is neither a broadleaf nor a needle-leaf is the palm. Too bad we don't have any of those here. And not all palms are trees. Some Some are shrubs or vines. Palms are similar in many ways to lilies, banana plants, and grasses. Palms do not grow in the same way that other trees do. They do not have annual rings or bark. A bud in the center of the crown controls the palm's growth. So what's the crown?
On the leaves.
The top of the tree where the leaves are. So there's a bud in the center up there. If the bud is removed, the palm dies. So it's almost like its brain. Most palms are evergreens with fan-shaped or feather-like leaves. The raffia palm has the biggest leaf in the world, 65 feet long.
Wow.
That is palm. Palms produce fruits that may be as small as peas or as large as coconuts. A coconut palm is probably the most useful kind of palm. There are 1,000 uses for its products. People eat the sweet meat of the coconut. Dried coconut meat is also processed into an oil which is used in cooking and to make such products as soap and margarine. If any of you use coconut oil, it's from the coconut. Okay? The date palm is also important for the delicious fruit it produces. Two Native American palms are the sable palm and the Washington palm. Okay, and then let's finish up on page 52 real quick. Many states have chosen a particular kind of tree as one of their state emblems. Find out about your state tree. What's our state tree?
White
A white oak. Your teacher, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're not going to finish reading that. Okay. Tell you what, let's turn to the next page. Alright, so these are needle leaf. I don't know if you wrote that or not. Okay, those are the needle leaf. Now turn to another page and we're going to sketch some broadleaf trees. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this. Does anyone need this up here? Alright, so let's broadleaf. Could even do this. There's your title. Okay, so let's draw an oak leaf. So pick one of those from that page there and see if you can sketch. This may be a type of oak, or it may be an entirely different tree. Okay? I'm just gonna, I think in my yard we have that first kind of oak. Because those are the kind of acorns that we get. So you want to draw, it has veins in it. Might help if you draw the veins first. When you're not an artist. Oh.
I'm an
Makes you think. Okay, so similar to that. I'm just copying what I see. And then an elm.
It's an elm.
Why'd you draw 3 of them?
ELM. of pretty much leaf shaped. Except it's got little teeth on it. And then a maple. I'm gonna use my actual maple leaf. Where'd you go? Okay, why all the hands?
Because is this
Maple. These are maple. Dylan?
Why did you write a word instead of
It's a E. Just wrote it. Okay, Mason?
I actually colored half my leaf and I haven't got really the vein.
Oh, that's a good idea. Mason drew, oh, I like that idea. He took his leaf and made a leaf rubbing.
Did he go like
He
this
rubbed
in
it.
the
He
crown?
took, yeah. He laid it under, you could do that. Lay it under your page. Probably want to lay it with the veins sticking up so it can stick out more. Put it under and then take a crayon and just, or even your pencil, you can just rub it over and make a leaf rubbing of it. You have to do the side of your pencil, not the tip. Just, you have to take it like this. Okay, easy. You guys are gonna, sounds like you're gonna rip a hole in your page.
No. You can call like all sorts of leaves.
Hey, Miss Moore,
What?
I found a different way.
Did you?
You could actually trace it,
Yeah, you could trace it.
but you would have to put your finger.
I traced mine.
You can still see the veins if you use one.
Alright, so something similar to that.
Yeah,
Actually, my maple and my oak look the same.
not really.
But at least, I noticed that the oak leaf, the veins are kind of like staggered. Like you have one here, one here, one here, one here. And the maple, they're exactly opposite each other, like a mirror. See, it's almost like you can start at the center and just draw 5 lines out like that. Okay? Here's yours. I traded.